Can I bring you something? Some water? As I said, this is proof of concept. If I do a whole novel, I'm gonna have something along the lines of either Shikoku or no Sharnoth, where they explore different bad guys of the week and how the political landscape of the Garden City affects them. Bad guys are going to be the other humanoid world, but Giselle. I've had more than my fill of water. You don't need to wait on me hand and foot. Haha, that face says you need to distract yourself by working. Remember what I told you? A noble family servant must always act with elegance and grace. You must always maintain your composure. But how can you expect me to remain composed? If only I had examined the sugar more thoroughly. Oh yeah, he just got poisoned, I forgot. You would never have noticed, young lady. I examined the sugar and didn't see a bloody thing wrong with it. He was damn crafty, that's for sure. I forgot this guy was British. Why would he do this? His inheritance, I presume. Something must have come up, and he needed money quickly. That's no reason to poison your own father. Blood is nothing but an obstacle to ambition. Or maybe he just hated me. How could anyone possibly hate you? Perhaps that could be said of the me you know. But when you live as long as I have, you're bound to make an enemy or two. Mine just happens to be my son. I was planning to give him everything anyway. He didn't have to do this, it would have all been his. Master! Killing me doesn't accomplish anything, but I guess it doesn't much matter. So could I ask you something, young lady? Well, what can I do for you? I don't want to get out that Hayden Rhodes was poisoned, so could you tell people that I passed away peacefully with a beautiful nurse tending to my every need? You're not dead yet, please don't talk like that, you're scaring me. No stammering. But I'm not saying it'll happen immediately, but I am an old man, and one day you'll wake up and I'll be gone. This is about my own pride, not my son. The last thing I want is to go out with a black spot on my name. Tell me you'll do this, Giselle. You never said my name before. As you wish. Thank you. You're a peculiar girl, you know. Sometimes you seem greener than leaves in the summer, and sometimes you seem like you've seen 12 kinds of hell. And every so often you seem not of this world. Your skin is pale, your hands cold as ice. At one point I thought you might be Death himself. But I was wrong about that. You have too big a heart to be Death. You care too much. You must be carrying a very heavy cross on your back. What am I supposed to do? I don't want to lose you, Lord Aiden. I don't want to lose this slave. You have someone, don't you, young lady? Someone you're dying to meet again. Yes, but I don't know anymore. I don't know how long I'm supposed to keep waiting. If something doesn't happen soon, I don't think I can hold myself together much longer. I was so close to breaking down. It was you who kept me on my feet. I'm sure you've tried to remain strong plenty of times, so I'll give you some different advice. A trick for when you think of you're losing hold of yourself. Build a cocoon. A cocoon? A steady stell to keep your weak inner self safe. If I use the British accent regime, will we get 2 times British accent? Yes. This world has no interest in protecting you, only swallowing you whole, so you must readily expose your true self. You build a cocoon, and you play the role you need to play. That way, the real you will remain unharmed. It's not pleasant to hide yourself like that, but it's better than letting the world crush you. But a word of warning, if you spend too long in the cocoon, the real you is liable to disappear forever. You'll be swallowed up by your own protective shell. I hope you find whoever it is before it's too late. Now I think I'll get some sleep. All this talking's worn me out. As you wish. Good night, Master. See you in the morning. Aye, see you in the morning, young lady. That's a terrifying offer. The next day, Hayden was dead. Damn. He had strangled himself with his left hand? Wait, he didn't even hang himself, he strangled himself. That's crazy. I should have been more attentive. I should have recognized how much pain he was in. How much it crushed him to have betrayed his own family. I should have realized how he truly felt, how fragile he really was. I fell into a hopeless gloom. I could hardly believe that the quiet life I'd finally attained had been shattered in the blink of an eye. Hayden's other servants quickly went their own ways, and I vividly remember the dirty looks they all gave me. Geez, these ads, I'm resubscribing in 3 days for real. Yay! Sorry about the ads, guys. Everyone who knew how he had died assumed I had done it. I had no reason to kill him, though, but they had more than enough to believe so, for I had indeed been the last person to see him alive, and I held firmly to the story that he had asked me to tell. While I was unable to convince the other servants, his family was far more accepting of the story that he had departed for the next world happily, though that did not make the truth any less heartbreaking, especially since I was the only one who knew it. Why does this always have to happen? I was happy. I can never seem to keep hold of it for more than a flash. Despair always comes marching in to rip it away. What am I doing here? What kind of person were you, Michael? What kind of person was I? Oh, my dear, you are looking positively miserable. Why should you despair at the death of some strange old geezer? Morgana. Was Hayden one of those who you wish to be reconstructed? Ha! I have no interest in that wrinkled bag of bones. And if he was one of them, do you really think I would have let him go so peacefully? Peaceful? You call that peaceful? You call his misery peaceful? I most certainly do. And since you do not seem to understand this, the pain of death lasts but an instant. The worst torture can only be inflicted upon the living. Setting two loved ones against one another, manipulating one into taking the other's life, and then forcing him to live with that. The stage hasn't even been set yet, my dear. And you would have me play a part in that? Indeed. You may agree to accompany me. You are here to be my guide. You're doing a wonderful job of it so far. I haven't done anything. Oh, but you killed that old man, did you not? Thanks to you, my wish is one step closer to fruition. Well, what do you mean I killed Hayden? You mean you claim you didn't? Tell me, who was it that put the poisoned sugar in his tea? No, I didn't mean to. Intentions are irrelevant. Everything moves along the path forged by my wish, and you shall continue to follow its will. You know what? I'm done feeling like this. I don't want anyone else to go through what Hayden did. And what are you gonna do about it? I'm done listening to you. Without me, you have no influence over this world. Oh? So I'll die. I'll take my own life right here and now. I grabbed a nearby knife and held it against the tip of my breast. My hands were shaking, my heart pounding, my whole body was racked with terror, but I could have sworn I heard Morgana gasp. This was her one weakness, I thought. What are you thinking? Don't do this, Giselle. Don't be foolish. Put the knife down right now. I'm done trusting anything you say. Giselle, put the knife down. Thanks for reading. I hope you take another look. Oh, nice. Your words of encouragement give me the confidence I need to take it to completion. Nice! Yeah, I can't wait to read it when I'm done streaming and let you know. I've missed you so very much, Michael. Wanted nothing more than to see you again. But if being Morgana's guide is going to cause other people suffering, then I can't. It's all over, Morgana. Uh-huh. There's no blood? Not even pain? Why? Absolutely brilliant. I told you not to be foolish, but you just wouldn't listen to me. Such a silly girl. I really am. Couldn't even die if I wanted to. Learning that absolutely crushed me. My backup plan, the one escape route I had thought available to me, had been ripped away. My spirit crumbled, and I felt myself sinking into a vast darkness. I began losing my grip on myself, which is why I recalled Hayden's advice. Build a cocoon. It's the only option I had left, my final chance at protecting myself. Although ultimately I was unsuccessful in that endeavor, as you know, but by that point my mind and spirit had all been lost. Eroded away by the years of solitude, the witch's whispers, the brief glimmers of happiness, the eternal boundless darkness it had left me in. It was in that moment that all light drained from my eyes, and it was in that moment that the maid was born. Oh, dearest Mel, come over here. There are so many beautiful flowers. No, Nellie, there's no need to run. You're going to fall, and you can't say I didn't warn you. Hello, I've never seen you before. Are you the new maid? Good afternoon, Lady Nellie. That is correct. It is an honor to serve you. Oh, did you do all this? I did not. The garden was your grandfather, Lord Hayden's work. Wow, is grandfather a wizard? Perhaps he was. I'm sure he'd be delighted to know you like it. Did grandfather like flowers? Yes, he loved them quite dearly. Wow, I love flowers too. I've never seen a garden with so many pretty flowers. Did you know this kind of flower called a rose? Just like our name. Why, yes, they do sound alike. And like the flowers, they are also a very sweet little girl. Say, what's your favorite color? Rose. I like all colors. But you don't like any the most? That's too bad. My favorite is pink. Pink roses are so pretty. Indeed they are. Ah, jeez, there you are, Nellie. Oh, my apologies. Please don't mind my sister. Oh, not at all. We are having the most wonderful time. That's good. I imagine we'll be seeing each other around, so it's a pleasure too. Dearest Mel, let's see what the inside's like. Mother says I have my very own room. Slow down, Nellie. I beg your pardon. The inseparable siblings ran off towards the mansion hand in hand. It was a heartwarming sight, but the next moment when they stepped inside, I saw something else. Darkness enveloping the mansion seemed to flare up, the open door a gaping maw into its hungry bowels. The whole house looked as though it was cackling. It was, I presume, the witch Morgana's madness taking form, a manifestation of how she felt now that her centuries in the making wish was bearing fruit. Those two children were the ones Morgana had been waiting for. Had I still any willpower to fight left in me, I would have taken them by the hands and sent them somewhere far away. I would have done something before the house swallowed them up, but instead I just gently lowered my eyes. Misfortune would surely sink its teeth into those two children before long. Pain and misery would befall them. I knew no good lay ahead for them, but my heart had all but frozen solid. I had my hands full of taking care of myself, so I let Hayden's beloved grandchildren fall into the witch's hands. I was, for all intents and purposes, Morgana's marionette. At long last, it has arrived. The time I've been waiting so long for has arrived. Darling, devoted Giselle, I know not how to describe for you the fiery excitement burning within me. Oh, I know. I can tell you my story. Tell you exactly what that mild-mannered little boy once did. You'll be open to listening now, won't you, my dear? And you'll surely understand that I'm doing nothing wrong, because you're my ally, my trusty servant. You and I live in the same world. We're as close as family, are we not? Yes, as you say. So let us curse them, all of them. Let us inflict a pain worse than physical torture on them. Let us put their souls on the rack for all eternity. Curse them, make them suffer, curse them. Now listen carefully, Giselle. This is a tale of wicked men and my curse upon them. The witch spat her curses for some time, the bile overflowing from her words, the pure, unadulterated hatred brimming within, consuming more than the horrifying things they described. She was brutally honest in each word, a carefully sharpened blade of animosity. How much bitterness did you have to carry inside you to become like her? How long did you have to feel nothing but hatred to become like her? It felt like if I let my guard down, I'd be consumed by her enmity. It would become mine, and I would grow to despise them myself. All the while I kept my mind on one single thing. That is, what's left of my mind locked away inside a shell of my own creation. It's the solitary truth that allowed me to hold onto my human emotions, to continue believing. I'm always waiting. My love will never fade. When I was still my old self, I called them master and would do anything for them. Michael, that was their name. They were beautiful. They have pearly white hair and ruby eyes. They are going to come for me. Michael. All I can remember about you is your name, your glassy white skin, your fiery red eyes, your snow-colored hair, nothing else. And that's why when I saw her that night dripping from the storm raging outside, I thought you're finally here. Because I didn't remember enough to know any better. Or you know, I speak of, don't you, the person who called upon Rose Manor that fateful stormy night, a girl with almost translucently pale skin, chilling white hair and eyes like jewels. And what a beautiful girl. Her eyes, her person skin. It all matches the person in my memory. She must be the one I've been waiting for. She is. So is the white-haired girl like Michael's failed revives? Like, is her dad Michael, maybe? I don't understand. Is something the matter? No, I just thought I felt someone watching us. It's only your imagination, I'm sure. Not your imagination, then perhaps an unseen force was watching you. Unseen force? Are you familiar with how people refer to this mansion? Rose Manor. Yes, indeed. It's called Rose Manor because you can smell the sweet fragrance of the rose garden even at a great distance. That's not what I meant. I just said that a witch resides within this house. A witch? I've not heard any such stories. You probably wouldn't have. It was a very, very long time ago. Nothing you need to concern yourself with. You have a peculiar presence about you. Should I consider that a compliment? Peculiar presence, she says. Does she sensibly to me as I do her? Has to be her then. Her name, I need to ask her name. Can I leave? You get some rest. Room has already been set aside for you. But first, may I ask you one thing? What? I can't believe you're giving me your name yet. My name is Michelle. Yeah, it's like Michael, but it's not. So it's like, is she like the failed girl, or is she Michael as a girl? Confused. I knew it. You're the one. What? You're the one I've been waiting for. Oh. There was so much in anticipation of this moment, so that I could reunite with you. Came to this place to see me again, did you not? Held tight to this wonderful memory so you can make it back to me? I never gave up hope. I always believed, and I hope you praise me for that. Then I ask you to please say my name. Please make me. I don't know anything about you. I'm sorry, you seem to be confusing me for someone we've never met before now. Huh, you jest. You are Michael, are you not? That is my name, yes, but it's a fairly common name. Surely you're confusing me with... That cannot be. The white hair, the white skin, those red eyes, that name, the name of the archangel. The thing about you is the same. How can you say you're not my Michael? I'd be so creeped out in her position. Yeah. Please, Michael, remember for me. Stay away from me. I'm sorry. I mean to be rude, you would reject me? I'm so sorry. I honestly don't know you. Do you care? Nothing anymore for the time we spent together. We've not spent any time together. You deny everything. I'm sorry. I see. So you feel nothing for me anymore. You need not see anything, I understand. You're feeling a great deal of disgust towards me. No, perhaps it's fear. Yes, you're always so kind. You would not easily allow yourself to succumb to hatred. I understand. Please forget everything I've said. Who are you? I'm but a simple maid, nothing more. Laughable, isn't it? I no longer recognize Michael as anything more than a concept. Man or woman, elderly or infant, as long as they had white hair, red eyes, and the right name, they were you. I needed anything I could get. I was so desperate the thought never even crossed my mind that she was not you. What do you think seeing me like this, that I'm helpless and hopeless? Listen to this, Morgana. Michael is back. She's finally come for me. She doesn't remember anything, it seems. Not me, not her past, nothing. She saw me and was afraid, in fact. Are you listening, Morgana? Ah, darling, devoted Giselle. You poor pitiful soul. That must have been quite harrowing. But don't worry, you still have me. Besides, this might not be your only chance. As long as you continue on, Michael could appear before you again. Do you think she'll remember me next time? I can't say, that's up to Michael. Do you have another option, though? Forget Michael yourself and seek out a new master. Someone who could be yours, someone dedicated and faithful who needs you. Someone worthy of this mansion. Someone who needs me? That's right. Michael didn't need you after all. It's alright, don't worry. You have plenty of time. This is training again. I wonder what happened to him if he fled the mansion. Although I suppose it doesn't matter much to me. We're just surely watching him. Such a dreadful story. Sounds like someone's crying. I was at that point completely out of my mind, broken. My smiles, my frowns, and gaps had all been replaced with imitations. Shortly after, the flaxen-haired boy moved out of the house and went on to become a priest. The girl fell ill a few years later, and her disease eventually taking her life. Interesting. The boy never once returned home. The Rhodes family crumbled. I couldn't bring myself to grieve for them, or to reflect on hate and sorrowful end. I simply waited for the time to begin moving once more. 100 years later. I think we get this as the beast now, right? Little remains to be said about my broken self, but as I stated before we began, this is the maid's tale. So I'd like to take this opportunity to elaborate on events I was unable to show you before. That is, if you can bear listening to such a dismal, miserable story. I already told you of my meeting with the beast, so I'll begin the second tale from here. After Beastia slaughtered the merchant who showed up at the mansion, his mad laughter echoed through the halls. Did you hear that? Did you hear his screams? He said I was a monster. A mutilated body lay sprawled across the living room floor. So you can imagine it was my first time ever seeing such a bloody, mangled corpse. I could not look directly at it, so I averted my eyes. Hey, you saw it. I just proved that beasts are stronger than humans. Indeed you did. I know, I got a great idea. You asked if I want to become a master, and I said I did. Which means you'll work for me, isn't that right? So you'll do whatever I tell you, won't you? What would you have me do? Chop up his arms and legs and make stew out of him. Don't you hesitate or you'll end up like him. Yes, master. He's trying to assert his total dominance over me. That's not proper behavior for the master. Although I am the one who offered him the role. The way they handled door 2 is pretty interesting. Yeah, for sure. Do it. He's an utterly mad beast. But am I really all that different? There's blood all over my hands. Sounds like someone's laughing. Is it him or is it her? Whatever happens, it won't affect me. The cocoon is not the real me. As looking down, it could only be described as a pile of human debris. I had done this, but that fact did not register with me. I felt nothing at all. No regret, no anger, no sorrow or despair. Put it on the fire. He said he traded in spices. That should give him a very unique flavor. How am I supposed to work with this? I was quite simply puzzled. No one had ever made such a request of me in my hundreds of years in the mansion. That's all I was, puzzled. He interpreted it as hesitation or fear. So he grabbed me by the shoulder, knocked me to the floor, and skewered me with the curious blade of his. What the fuck? For the first few moments, he wore that deranged grin of his, but as the seconds passed, it slowly transformed into shock. Not a drop of blood spilled from my breast. In the instant he realized it, I saw revulsion in his eyes. Him of all people. A man who cackled as he slaughtered others was disgusted by a mere maid. It was absurd. So much I almost wanted to cry. You. Is that all, master? You're not going to dismember me? You could try stabbing my face or my neck or my stomach or any other part of me. Maybe then I might die. Oh, now don't look at me like I'm some exotic creature. Stop that. Quit laughing. Why should I? My only distinctive feature is my smile. I have nothing else. My hands are covered in blood, but I can still smile. It's ridiculous. I get it now. You're the witch, aren't you? Oh, I see. Only monsters ever had a place here. Every so often I hear a woman's voice in my head. That's you, isn't it? You're the witch. Monster witch maid. What am I? Who's Giselle? Michael said she was spirited, true to herself. That she often laughed and cried and shouted. But I don't know anyone like that. I'm just a maid, nothing more than a servant. The woman's voice he said he heard is probably the real witch's, but I had no interest in that. I almost would have preferred not having to think about anything at all. Nothing would cause me to waver if my head was empty. Wow, what a line. So true. A world without joy or sorrow sounds quite wonderful, but nothing ever went the way I planned. For the white-haired girl who I thought I would never see again appeared before me once more. I was quite nearly in a panic. Beneath my perfectly practiced smile was a veritable storm of emotions. Faint hope flared up within my shell. Perhaps this time Michael would remember me. But that hope, unsurprisingly in vain, was in vain, sorry. Someone there? Yes, I came by to ask if there's anything you needed. I cannot offer you anything extravagant, not like before, but I am here to provide you with anything in my capacity. I appreciate the offer, but I need nothing. Being allowed to stay the night is more than enough. Do you work here in the mansion? Every time I hear Giselle, I think of Gillette for some reason. Oh my god, that's so funny. Yes, indeed, I do. I've been here for a very, very long time. A very long time. You may think this is not a question, but have we met before? Something about you seems familiar. I get the feeling I've been in this mansion before. Yes, we have met. It's quite some time ago, though. When was it? It was an unimaginably long time ago. Do you remember a boy and girl with flaxen hair? Flaxen hair. I apologize. My memory fails me. Do you not remember me either? She's afraid of this. She doesn't remember anything this time either. I will not be so pushy this time. I cannot bear to be so blatantly rejected again. I see. She should probably not push herself to remember them. There are joyous times and there are less than joyous times. Would you be so kind to answer one question? What might your name be? My name is Michelle. White hair, red eyes, the same, Michael. Why must you continue to bring me pain? Why can you not set me free as you were supposed to? I see, so you're Michael again. Again? You should get some rest. I will make tea for you in the morning. Also, go on, close your eyes.
She can give her a rose.
The white-haired girl lay so quietly in her bed I could not tell whether she was asleep or awake. Even the sound of her breathing was too faint to hear. Standing over her, looking down at her. The locked away despairs and wails of lamentation I thought myself no longer capable came bubbling black to the surface. Can you honestly blame me? I've been waiting for Michael for so long. She was the only thing holding me up. She was the only thing holding my broken self from falling apart completely. But she claimed to not remember me. Do you pity her having to go through tragedy after tragedy? But every time she showed up, she said she did not know me, bringing me more and more grief. I had been waiting for hundreds of years, waiting for her for so long, my mind slipping away with every passing day, waiting and wait. Oh, my apologies. I have to be careful. I'll slip back into what I was then. You weren't here holding my hand now. Tell me you are Michael, aren't you? That's a relief to hear. Yes, thank you, I'm alright. You think I'm as muddled as I feel? Let's return to the tale then. You don't know what it feels like. For someone you waited for, you don't know how much it hurts. For someone you waited so long for to say they don't know you. You have no idea how much it crushes me. Rather than feel like this anymore, maybe I should just end it all with my own hands. I reached my hands out towards her slender neck. I was not an especially strong woman, but I thought even I would be able to suffocate her with relative ease. She was blind at that, so she wouldn't be able to run. However, something I could not believe myself to do. I can't do it. I ran and I ran and I ran, though I knew I had nowhere to run, plunging myself into the mansion's darkness. I did not want to be there any longer. I did not want to have anything to do with her. But being an inhuman inhabitant of the house, I could not close my eyes or plug my ears to what happened within its walls, as much as I may have wanted to. It didn't matter where I was. I had no say in the matter. I was forced to observe the events until their tragic conclusion. Twisted bloody madness. The wretched veils creating a whirlwind of misery. When it was all over, Morgana cackled like a little girl. Go on, you have a laugh too, my dear. There's nothing in the world better than this. He was a beast through and through, and what a fool he was to think he could become human. I love it. He destroyed everything he had with his own hands, and you can imagine, even managed to mourn for it. Quite the unfortunate fate, wouldn't you say? Go on, laugh with me, my darling, devoted Giselle. Michael's dead too, though. You're worried about that tiny little detail. She'll show up again, of course. So don't you worry about a thing. You don't need to feel bad about any of this carnage. Rest easy, my darling, devoted Giselle. If you say so, then I shall not be concerned. Yes, that's good. Laugh, my dear. Ha 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 ha. Hee 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 hee. We're going to the next one already. Well, I think I might save here. I'm just getting kind of sleepy, guys, so I might end here. I'm really interested, though. I like reading this stuff, and I really like third chapter, or third door, I mean. So, oh, it's gonna be a trip to watch that again. That was so sad. The third door was crazy. I think the third door is my favorite, but it's hard to pick. I really do like all the doors. They're so unique, you know. And next time I'll also play some Steins Gate. We'll get into that, and yeah. It was fun though. It was fun today, guys. It was interesting seeing Kazusa do stuff. We'll have to see how that route ends. That's interesting, you know. We'll maybe play some more Fate. I forgot about Fate. Play some more of that. Maybe if I have all my stuff sorted, I can do a long stream tomorrow, but we'll have to see. But thank you guys so much for being here. It was super fun, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope you had a good time, and I hope you continue to have a good time or day or night wherever you are, and that you take care. And yeah, thank you guys for being here, and I'll see you next time, okay? Have a good night or day. Bye bye! Okay, sorry, I'm back. I'm doing good too. Thanks, Mr. Pokélobes. $17.07. I apologize for making you listen. Should I catch up or should I get a TDR? I would catch up because my memory sucks. Sorry. I want to give you a TLDR. Just have fun. Thank you. Have fun catching up. I apologize for making you listen to my dreadful stories for so long. You must be quite weary of them by now. But worry not, for this is the final one, and despite being the end, it's neither dramatic nor exciting. It's a single phrase, the most insignificant of things, that caused me to completely lose myself and forget I had long ago been the woman called Giselle. There was no malice in it. It was but a simple greeting. Do you remember how the first time she arrived, Michael had said I had peculiar presence about me? She felt something there between us, and the second time she said something about me that seemed familiar. I do not remember why, but her soul recognized the bonds we shared. So I assumed the next time she showed up, she'd feel something even stronger, or perhaps have her memories. Despite having been let down again and again, I still held on to the faintest glimmer of hope. But when she appeared, she was someone else's wife. Hey, head maid, get out here. I'm right here, sir. Something the matter? I figured you should get to know her as soon as possible, since you'll be spending a lot of time looking after her. Hey, get out here. Christ, there's not a goddamn confident bone in your body, is there? I'm sorry, I'll be right out. First thing she said when she saw me was, "It's a pleasure to meet you." It's a pleasure to meet you. What had I spent all that time waiting for? It was all for naught. It was all meaningless. In this era, she felt nothing for me at all. In retrospect, it makes enough sense. But for me at the time, that was the end. Morgana, Morgana, cast me into the darkness. Make me a formless being like you. I don't want to be here another second. I don't want to look at her ever again. Morgana, Morgana, please listen to me. I'm begging you. Now, what's the matter, my dear? It's not like you to throw a tantrum. I can't take it anymore. I can't do this. Michael again. Oh, you poor thing. Betrayed 3 times now. Morgana, you pitiful girl. Don't groan like you're having a bad dream, my dear. I'm here for you. Please, Morgana, erase me from existence. If you go away, then I will be all alone, and that would be absolutely dreadful. But I... Tell me, what torments you so, my dear? What? Michael, whom I've been waiting for so long, doesn't... Oh, you poor thing. You spent so long writing the currents of time that you've lost sight of yourself. What? Convince yourself that someone else's story is your own. Someone else's? Yes, indeed. Such a beautifully tragic tale, you fell in love with it. It resonated so deeply with you that you felt their pain as if it were your own. What are you talking about? I wanted to tell you, my dear, but you were so convinced it actually happened to you, I couldn't bring myself to take it away. Then what about Michael? She's not the one you were waiting for. And you are not hers either. Then what about Giselle? That's not your name. Who am I? Who are you? Oh, that's a very silly question. You are the mansion's cursed witch. I'm the witch? That you are. You're both the maid and the witch. But how? To truly believe someone has eternal life, who doesn't bleed when they're cut, who can smile no matter what happens to them, isn't a witch? How much of this Giselle's memory do you actually possess, my dear? How clearly can you remember her life? You can't, can you? You don't know what kind of story Giselle and Michael wove, and you wouldn't because you're merely an onlooker, much like you are now for this present tale. By contrast, how much of the witch's story do you know? You should know it very well. It's because you... No, my telling it to you is not the reason. The details are rooted deep within your memory. That's right, you are the cursed witch, Morgana. But you, I am you. You split into two because you refused to accept who you were. Think about it. Have I ever shown myself to you? Have I ever shown myself to anybody? That's why. I am the witch that you are. Hee hee. See, it all makes sense now. Everything's fallen into place. There's one last thing I still don't understand, though. The story I was so enamored with, Giselle and Michael's. What kind of story was it? Hee hee. Glad to tell you. Looks like you're ready to know the truth. Well, now I'm confused. I don't know if the witch is lying or not. Believed every word she said. All my worries melted away like they were nothing. The sight of the white-haired girl no longer kicked up waves in my heart. In fact, I found myself wishing for her to find happiness. I was an observer, watching and hoping for the best. The tragedy that befell her did sadden me, but I felt bad for her like I would a character in a story. I brought you your medicine, Master. Thank you. Just set it down over there. Yes? What are you staring at? My apologies. I was simply musing about how much time has passed. I can hardly believe it has been 40 years since you were a bright young businessman. And you haven't aged a day. Why, thank you, hee hee. I'm a witch after all. I don't much care what you are. You could be the Grim Reaper for all I care. You still would work harder than anyone else. May I ask you a question, Master? What is it? Why have you not returned to your homeland? I thought it was a place quite dear to you. I can't wait for her back there. Do you still believe she'll return? To a degree, I understand how difficult it can be to wait, though for me, my waiting now brings more joy than pain. But with you in your lifespan, Master, it will be pain that wins out. Perhaps you should consider letting go. Tell me, what's her name? Really Michelle? Why, yes, it most certainly was. Why would you ask such a thing? Have you forgotten your own wife's name? Waited so long that it would seem like me. Some part of you has begun to break down. You poor man. You know, you look a whole lot more pitiful than me. Oh my, hee hee. Oh, there you are. What has you in such a flurry, my dear? You are a noble servant. You must maintain your composure at all times. But the master, what about him? He was found deceased in his chambers. The doctor just came out. He said he was in his ailment. It would seem the master knew his time was short, for he left a will, asking not to be given a funeral. I see. I feel kind of bad for him, though. Not only did he not have anyone on his side for his final moments, he didn't want to be sent off at all. Isn't that sad? It's for the best. There's not a single soul in this world left who could send him off. With your era drawn to an end, the mansion will soon return to existing nowhere in this world. I wonder what the next one will look like. I wonder if misfortune will befall her once more. That would be quite regrettable. Perhaps if I can convince her of her tragic fate, she'd be willing to disappear for this realm with me. And if she wishes to fight that fate, perhaps she'll become my next master. Calling her master seems inappropriate, but I cannot think of a word that fits better. Hee hee. Eagerly await the next era. Please do not keep me waiting for long, Master. Time pressed onward, then at long last you arrived. Oh, splendid. You've finally awoken. Simply been waiting so long for this moment. Tending to the mansion all by my lonesome, ensuring you was ready for your return, master, whenever that time may be. When I caught sight of you through the window, my heart fluttered. The time had finally arrived. Why do you not know who I am? You do not know who you are either. It's quite a predicament. And how about this? I am a servant of this mansion, as such I am familiar with the many incidents that have taken place here. I shall show you the history of this house, master. Let us be off then. I fear not. I merely entreat you to not let go of my hand. Should you hold it tightly, you need not worry about being washed away by the waves of history. No matter what happens, you mustn't let go of my hand. No matter what happens, no matter what you see, never again let go of this hand. That is everything. Prepared a number of things to say when she was finished with her tale, but I can't manage to put any of them into words. I almost hate myself for thinking it'd be so easy. For letting myself hope I could simply pull her back to her old self, accept whatever bad happened to her. Take her hand in mine, that would solve everything. The truth is so much worse than I imagined, so much more harrowing. She was subjected not only to her own terrible fate, but every single one of this house's tragedies. The tale she told me, I think she witnessed with her own eyes. How can I possibly blame her for forgetting me, for forgetting herself, after so many hundreds of years? No, I should be. Why? Why didn't you come for me? Why couldn't I return before she was so far gone? Why? Why'd you show up now? Giselle. She opened the door of my memories. I now remember everything, but I didn't want to remember. I didn't want to be reminded of those empty years, of the people who passed on leaving me behind, of you who refused to show up no matter how much I begged. I'm not the Giselle you knew anymore. I have my memories, but I cannot go back to that time. My hands are stained with blood, my soul worn thin. The girl who would laugh at the simplest thing, who would tell silly jokes and was afraid to freak your mind, doesn't exist anymore. That Giselle is dead. How can you say I am the same girl? How can you say I feel the same way I did? How can you be so sure that even now I still love you? Can you deny the possibility that I no longer yearn for you? The white-haired girl? Can you deny the possibility that my love for you has transformed into hate? She brings her hands up towards my throat, and I make no attempt to move her out of the way. When her fingers brush against my skin, they feel frigid as death itself, far colder than anything I felt from her this far. If she were to wrap her hands around my neck, she wouldn't have to squeeze to stop me from breathing. This is the fork in our road, one wall on the side of everything. I don't have much time. I have to say something before the cold robs me of my voice. Well, I only have one option. I wanted to deny it. She may have forgotten me, what she felt so remains as evidence of her attraction to the white-haired girl who had many physical similarities to me. Feelings are still there, I sincerely believe that. But her arctic gaze caused me to waver for the briefest moment. Perhaps I only want to die for my own selfish reasons. It was only a few short seconds, but the seconds cited it all. Wait. Hold on. I'm gonna reload. We're gonna click it this time, because I didn't click it last time. It just went on its own. There, I clicked it this time. Of course I'll deny it. While I was floating in the darkness, I heard a voice. Regrettably, it took me far too long to realize that it was your voice crying for help, calling for me. You may have lost your hold on your own self, but somewhere deep down you kept calling for me, which is how I found my way here. I refuse to believe that isn't real. I refuse to stomp on a love that survived for hundreds of years. By all means, hate me. If that's how you feel, if that's how you feel. I don't care if you spit bile at me for the rest of eternity. I will not let go of this hand, because you asked me not to. I could kill you right now. If that's what you want, then go right ahead, but I'll fight you with all I've got. Giselle, I've missed you too much to lose you again. I don't care if it makes you despise me. I don't care if you think I'm being inconsiderate. I want to save you. But I'm not the Giselle you once knew. I'm an abomination. My mind and body are twisted beyond recognition. I'm a disgusting monster. The woman you fell in love with does not exist anymore, so just forget about me. You're the one who should be saved, set free from me. You look the same to me. Your manner of speaking, your temperament, your physical appearance may all have changed, but you're the same Giselle I love. You should have never done anything for a foolish girl like me. Gave your life to save mine. I hated you for that. I never once considered how you felt with those knights pointing their blades at you or what drove you to allow me to live. Shouldn't have, but I didn't. I was the one who trusted the witch, and yet I complained when you never showed up. I unfairly resented you for it. I'm a horribly self-centered person. You'd be so much better off with someone pure and unburdened with all this nasty suspicion and doubt and animosity. You'd be so much happier with someone like her. Giselle. You've been paying attention, haven't you? You're there for all the tales I told you, for everything that's happened up to this moment. So you should just know how loathsome a woman I am. Too weak to even keep herself together. No, Giselle. I'm nothing compared to her. Giselle! See, you haven't changed one bit. You still get louder and louder the more you lose your temper. Why do you feel the need to compare yourself to her? Because she's a better match for you. Giselle, I want you to listen very carefully to what I'm about to say. I'm so sorry for keeping you waiting, and I want you to believe me when I say that I dearly missed you from the bottom of my heart. I wanted you back. That has not changed. Believe me. I love you. I miss you so much too. She leaps into my arms and she's just as cold as ever. Her warmth-deprived body feels like the embodiment of all my mistakes. I wrap my arms around her and I'm immediately filled with unparalleled relief. Even as she sobs into my chest, her body cold as ice. And then the darkness parts. We are once more at the top of the observation tower. Still shrouded in miasma of shadows, but we're back in the mansion now. We have emerged from the darkness in our heart. Michael. Yes. I'm sorry. For what? I never should have erased you from my memories. Yours are the memories I need to hold on to tightest. I was so glad to hear you say you still love me, even after learning the truth about me. Thank you so much. I'm incredibly relieved. As I watched, it felt like you were slipping farther and farther away from me, Giselle. It terrified me. Maybe it makes me a coward or pitiful, but I was truly afraid of you coming to hate me. I'd never hate you, Michael, ever. Thank you. We must leave this place. What? Be not wise for us to remain here long. The air is so thick with darkness. But the front door won't open, and even if we get out somewhere, what would happen to us? Finally found each other again after so long. I want to share a quiet, mindless life with you like before. What happens if all that disappears when we step outside? After all, we are... She doesn't finish, but I do not feel like I know what she's going to say. We're different now. She stepped far outside of the bounds of mortality, and the same can be said of me. I am the man known as Michael is, long since dead. The mansion itself does not follow the rules of nature either. As beings no longer in possession of their proper forms, stepping outside these walls could very well mean the end of us. I can't say what may lay in store, but we must return. Even though by staying here we could be together for all time? I don't imagine that would be a very happy life. There's no sun here, no chirping birds, no trees, no breeze, nor leaves, rustle of the leaves. If we stay here, then nothingness will eat away at us. We've finally retained our old selves. We need to take action now while we can. What if I say I want to stay here? Then I'll drag you out. It's almost like we switched places. Back then it was you who wanted to stay. It's also kind of funny hearing you speak favorably of the outside, especially the sun. The words "that's all thanks to you" are on my lips, but before I can say them, I find myself hypnotized by her smile. The smile has picked me up so many times. She claims it's her only redeeming feature, but if she didn't have it, my life would have gone in a very different direction. I'm grateful to have gotten that back too. Say, we're in the middle of a very touching reunion, won't you say? I suppose so, yes. Wouldn't you say there's a certain way these things usually go? Huh? Oh, you're gonna make me say it? I was hoping you might perhaps kiss me. What? What? Seriously, what? Where did all that boldness from a second ago go? Why haven't all the momentum you were building? Oh, yeah, about that. I think it might be appropriate a little later. Later? How much later? After we find an exit. Were you in a hurry? You're just making excuses because you don't want to. I swear that's not it. Jojo, let's save that for when things aren't as crazy. I can't relax and enjoy it right now. What are you, 12? Oh, hush. Alright, fine. But you better keep your word, got it? Promise. Let's go then. Let's find our way out of the mansion. There are frozen times to begin moving again. It's hopefully where our future awaits. It will be. Now we'll make it so. Yes, we will. Leave the mansion should release our souls as well, and in doing so, should finally provide your deliverance. So I mustn't hesitate. To end all this for both of us, we must start again. That is where we... What? Darkness. It's blackness purer than anything I've experienced in this house, and no trace of light anywhere to be found. Why did I ever think the house would let us go so easily? And why did I ever think our time in the darkness was over? Michael! Ugh. Darkness surges through the open door like a wave, flooding the observation tower, like ivy growing wildly to cover every last inch of every surface, consuming, defiling, eroding. Our fingers slip apart, concentrated rancor rains down upon us. Ah, how hideous a world this is. Oh no, Michael, please, please. Don't let go of my hand. No. Giselle, Michael. Said I'd never let her go again. I said I would get her out of this place. I swore I would. As hard as I try to stretch, I can't reach her hand. Help, Michael. I can't move my body. I went out of my way to give you a beautiful tragedy, so why must you so stubbornly insist on this ugliness? The more you struggle, my dears, the thicker and more palpable your filthiness becomes. Oh, it's sickening, wouldn't you agree? She spat. Ugh, why is reading hard? She always spat her bile with a song-like cadence, singing like a little girl, chirping like a morning bird. She celebrates misery as she watches for the worst possible moment to let out a cackle. Morgana! Oh wow, we actually saw her. I swear you two are hopeless. I pity you. I give you my deepest condolences. Let go, let me go. Don't take me away from him. Giselle. The darkness seeping into her grew thicker by the moment, as its black tendrils weren't just wrapped around her, but me as well. Stop this, Morgana. Let her go. Oh wow, nothing more original. I need a devoted puppet to protect this mansion for me, so I can't give her up, not even at your request. Besides, why should I give back something you threw away? Something you abandoned again and again? What are you talking about? You still haven't figured it out, my dear? Or are you just feigning ignorance for your own convenience? You always did like to withhold anything that might prove disadvantageous. Michael. Still, give me your hand. Reach harder. Reach as hard as you can. Grab my hand. I can't do it. It's like I'm all tied up. I can't move at all. She's right there. She waited so many hundreds of years for me. Finally managed to reclaim herself, and she's right there. Why can't I let my hand go any farther? Why can't I reach her wrist, her hand, or even a strand of her flowing hair? Why can't I get her back again? Michael! Her voice growing fainter, more distant. The darkness shrouds her, taking her away from me. Her arms, her fingers, the hand she hugged me with, her smiling face. Her once glowing grin, her now more modest smile. The witch's darkness, stealing every last bit of her. Michael. Stop, please don't do this. Take me instead of her. Why does it have to be her? Why her? Morgana! Why? Because your work is done, my dear. By all accounts, as the one who resurrected me, you should have become my guide as well. But you let a silly woman emotionally manipulate you, and you gave up on cursing others. And then you threw away your life, deluded into think you were protecting her. Morgana! You already gave up the position once. Don't think you can just walk up and ask for it back. Set her! Set Giselle free! I'll do anything you ask. If you need a puppet, I'll be your puppet. If you want more from me, it's yours for the taking. But I can't leave her. To remain in this cursed house any longer. Soon you have let your obsession for this girl take its toll on you. I much preferred the old pessimistic, cynical Michael. It wasn't until I met Giselle that I truly became human. She made me into what I'm supposed to be. I can't lose her again. Is that so? We come to the harsh realization soon enough that everything you saw in her was just a facade. It was not. Huh? Alright then. You want her back so badly, you can have her. But in exchange, I want you to entertain me. Will you endure maddening agony for me? Will you know pain enough to make you howl? Will you face despair? Again and again and again? If you need her that badly, you can bear anything, can't you? If that is what you want from me. I will allow her to see the sun once more. If that will allow her to see the sun once more. Huh, brilliant. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, sorry. Oh, wait, Morgana. Morgana! As you wish, foolish boy. I was looking for a way to keep busy anyway, so I'll use you to kill some time. Find your way to me, my dear. Find your way to me without going mad or succumbing to despair. And do hurry. She might lose her mind again. The memories you forced her to relive. Those hundreds of years she spent locked away in her shell. Whoops. All that fear ate away at her. It's a bit much to have to reflect on with a clear mind, wouldn't you say? That's why I need to be there for her. Why I have to get her out of here. It's my obligation to her. You're the one to let go of her hand, though. Hehe. Come put broken cup back together. But the slightest tap in the wrong place will shatter it again. Morgana. Butch's cackling fades into the distance. My outstretched hand is completely enveloped in the shadows. I can't even make out the faintest outline of it. And I can't tell if I'm sinking, floating, being pushed along some invisible stream, or falling with incredible speed. My eyes are open, but they can detect nothing. The complete lack of sound is almost painful. Nothing anywhere, anywhere. Anything anywhere, void. My consciousness begins to drift. Vague remnants of the feeling of her hand in mine are the only link to reality, my one and only landmark. Giselle, I must get her back. She waited and drank for hundreds, no, almost 1,000 years. Now it's my turn to act. I have to hold that resolve, hold it firm, so that I never forget her again, so I never lose myself again. Even if I'm consumed by the darkness, you must never back down, you must never look away, you must never lose her. Did I get an ending or something? The story behind the story. The house in Fata Morgana. Oh, I got an achievement. I think I'm gonna pause here. I know I didn't play for very long, but I'm feeling like I really want to go work out right now. I know that's kind of random, but I think I'll just do a short stream today, and I have some other things I need to take care of. So my apologies for such a short stream. Well, it's not that short, it's still 2 hours. But, yeah, I think I'm just gonna end it here. And next time we'll play some Steins Gate probably. Haven't played, I need to do that. And, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time, okay? So have a good day or night and take care. Bye bye. Hey, Master. Hello? Is anyone there? Master? Oh, good. Welcome back. Long stream and Fata were on a tree. Aw. What's gotten into you? Thought you'd fallen asleep with your eyes open. I'm not accustomed to people needing my attention. Or I suppose talking face to face at all. This is my mansion. Giselle's right in front of me, smiling like she always did. Smiling for me. You're not her, Giselle? You have been alone for 10 years. Now I'm living here with you. So what do you say we do a little practice conversation? Practice conversation? What exactly do you think I am? Yeah. No offense intended. I just thought it'd be nice if you had more back and forth skills. So in short, you're saying I'm such a poor conversationalist I need training. Hey, don't get so snippy. It's only man. I'm saying we don't talk enough. I want to talk to you more. It's fun. No, this is an old memory. When Giselle first returned to the mansion, we were just starting our new life together, and we were still feeling around in the dark. What exactly would you like to talk about then? Each other, of course. I have nothing to say. No, let's not be rash. It can be anything. Things you like, things you don't like. Start with something small and significant. Does that serve any purpose? It does, yes. The more you know about someone, the closer you feel to them, and the better friends you can become. Is that how it works? That's odd, though. Ask me something. Ask me anything, I'll gladly answer. Her eyes are lit up like a child's. Is she really so eager to converse with me? I don't believe it. What's the matter? So I'm ready for anything. Very well, ask what comes to mind. Go for it. Let's see. Okay, she. Wow, how very forward of you, huh? My taste in men is the last thing I expected you to ask about, Master. I don't recall specifying people. No, don't put the details. It's only natural to be curious, so let's make it about that. That's the last thing I wanted to talk about. Alright then, tell me about your first crush, Master. And I have to start? I never had one. What? No, I'm not buying it. You were living at a home until 10 years ago, weren't you? Surely there was someone who caught your eye. There was not. Well, not missing a beat. Oh, fine, then I'll go. My first crush was the son of a blacksmith. Yes, the part where you asked what kind of guy was he. It's such a pain. Since you asked, he was a huge, muscular fellow. He was so tall, he would always sit his head on the doorway whenever he came to our shop to trade. Oh. Nice beefy guys are really great, huh? They make your heart get all fluttery and tight. You trying to imply I don't have a chance? Though I think that was more admiration than love. You know, the way a group of girls will get together and fawn over a popular good-looking guy, it was like that. So you're saying the buff bastard was popular? Very much so. Wonder what love feels like. Never got the chance to find out before ending up like this. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to get all dark on you. Say whatever's on your mind. I don't deserve your consideration. It was my family that put you through that after all. Perhaps it is my reticence that causes her to watch her step around me. Damn, need to come up with something to say. When I was 14. Oh? You asked about my first crush. Oh, I knew you had one. So tell me, what was she like? She was the daughter of a noble family. Her name was Amy. She was a year older than me. Ah, love between nobility. A world I can only even imagine. It never went anywhere. What? You didn't try to woo her? You didn't show her in presents? Were you by any chance a late bloomer, master? She was my brother's fiancée. Oh, I see. So it was a love that could never be realized. It's sad. Not really, besides I don't feel anything for her anymore. And what I felt then was just impulses. Guess that makes us both inexperienced. Suppose it does. Okay. I think that's enough of that. So it is. Clarissa, I love it here. Being with you, being able to talk to you like this? See, that I don't understand. What? Why not? I find it difficult to believe that there exists any reason speaking with me would be anything but unpleasant. But you're so negative. Oh, hush. Say that, for example, instead of me, there's someone not so pessimistic here. You would rather be talking to them, wouldn't you? But I do enjoy this, truly. I will admit, my time down in that village is for the most part delightful. Oh, but how should I put this? I started realizing, yeah, I'm kind of forcing myself to fit that image. I'm trying to convince myself that that's okay. But somehow when I'm here, there's none of that. I wonder why that is. I certainly wouldn't know. I suppose you wouldn't. I know. Maybe I think of you as a kid now. Come again. I love talking to kids. Hey now, don't give me that look. What I'm trying to say is you're very sincere, master. And you're kind of smiling and stab me in the back when I turn the other way. I can relax around you, which is nice. I see. You just blushed, didn't you? Yeah, blushing, you adorable little thing. That's right, you're allowed to fall for me. Is any window in particular you'd like to be thrown out of? No fun at all. My age? Take a guess. Thought she said she would tell me anything. No, I don't want to guess! Stop. Anya, what's the best option? Help me. I don't want to fuck this up. Tell me. What do I do? Should I? Yeah, please tell me. Which one do I click? I'm scared. I know it's not. You must be 30. Are you 20? Okay. Wow, you're exactly right. Oh. You're surprisingly astute, master. What's surprising about that? Thank you. You're a real one. Didn't expect you to get on your first try. Have you been secretly watching me? Oh, master, you're making me blush. Why the silent gesture? I'm struck with an overwhelming urge to hurl you out a window. Oh, you're no fun. Okay, it's your turn now. How old are you, master? As I recall, should be 27 this year. Oh, you're much older than I expected. What'd you expect? You're very mellow. I'd expect an older man. But every once in a while I give the impression of a teenage boy. Oh, for what it's worth. I mean that in a good way. For what it's worth. Think you're fine with any choice there? Oh really? I get nervous sometimes. You want to know about my family? We were pretty normal, I think. Not much interesting about us. We had been able to get citizenship at the capital, but we weren't super rich or anything. In fact, it was because we were having many troubles that I ended up here. It's not easy for 3 women to make it on their own. You didn't have a father or any brothers? No, we lost my father to a plague when I was young. Since then, it's been me, my mother, and my older sister. They're both bright, lively people. Our family's motto is a smile can make anything better. Maybe that explains why she can still smile now. We got a Sundari in every game we're playing, for real. Even after nearly succumbing to despair. I've always kind of wanted some brothers though. Men are more suited to physical labor, yes. Not quite what I was going for. I feel like, I don't know, the kinds of things you would ask a brother and a sister for help with are different. Not sure how to explain it, but a guy with broad shoulders and muscular arms is someone you can look up to, for instance. Someone who looks like they'd always keep you safe. She's never been betrayed by family, it would seem. She can't even imagine family hurting her. She has no idea. But these closets too, those who are supposed to care about you more than anything, could be your greatest enemy. The blood is a bond heavier than a chain. Oh, Master? You believe your brothers are still on your side. It's been so long, I don't know what they are. I don't know what they think about me anymore. I'm sure they'll still be your allies. You want to believe it too, don't you? You want to believe they're not enemies. Let's leave them together then. Anything you want to believe we should. Such a better way to look at the world than the other way around. You have to be positive. One day you'll crack. Always remember a faith that doesn't happen. I don't understand. She's always about her emotions in a way I simply cannot be. She's the exact opposite of me in that regard, and yet she can still read me. I don't get it. How can she understand me like that? It's like she can read my mind. If only I could just tell her everything. Make it all another page in our mindless chatter. Get everything weighing down on me off my chest. Something the matter. You're cruel. What? You said you're cruel. I'm sorry, ignore me. In preparation for the day you finally get back home, you're gonna have to stop being such a picky eater. Where did that come from? Yeah, how terrible it would be if when that day finally came, you went back sickly, weak, and emaciated. Okay, don't enjoy yourself. You're still alright, Master. You're doing okay. Let's try to keep you healthy. See what I was saying, Master? It's just a short conversation. I know you're better than I did before, and you me. That's fine and well, but what do I do with that knowledge? Well, you don't do anything with it. It's fun learning things you didn't know before. That's all there is to it. What happens when there's nothing left to learn? Today, I don't think will ever come. People are always changing and growing, so there's no upper limit to what you can know about them. There's always something new to discover. Maybe you'll be here for many more years, or maybe you'll be able to go home sooner than you expect. But either way, I hope we can keep getting to know each other until then. Very cute. Sorry, I'm putting my hair up. Of course, if you're open to it, it doesn't have to end there. We can continue getting to know each other for years to come. You know, what are you looking away for? You think you're throwing me off balance. Years ago, I was doing everything right forward to avoid her, yet now that smile of hers seems so oddly enchanting, I don't understand. I will do my best so that we can make this work. Oh, I'm glad to hear it. Giselle. It's too awkward back then to even compliment you on your smile. Put my feelings into words. I was too cynical to accept what you said at face value, which I know caused you plenty of grief. I'm not much better now than I was then, but I will tell you this. When I next see you, I want more than anything to let you know how much I adore your smile. How much I don't want to lose you or it ever again. You must never reclaim your old selves. Become my loyal servants, always at my side. And curse them with me, my dears. Eternal suffering on all their souls. My consciousness, wavering like a ship at sea, is slowly drawn back to the surface. With each new breath, feeling gradually returns to my fingers. I can hear the pattering of rain from somewhere. Sound of crackling fire. Creak, creak, creak. Swip, swip, swip. Takes a moment for me to realize I'm in the very same spot where I first awoke. I don't know how I got here, but I'm sitting in a rocking chair hunched forward. My head feels like filled with rocks, and I'm having difficulty focusing. My joints are creaking, and I feel like I'm gonna vomit. A suffocating odor hangs over the room. What is this? Giselle, Giselle. Everything comes back to me at once. That's right, I watched Morgana kidnap her. I watched the witch drag her into the darkness, unable to reach her hand. Where are you, Morgana? I know you're there, cackling as you look down on me. Say something, witch. I will find you, and I will take her back. What on earth? Full of liquid on my feet, just short of my ankles. It's sticky and uncomfortably warm. Every step I make makes splat, splat noises. This is blood. Mansion has taken on a very different face from when Giselle was leading me through the halls. Blood of unknown origin not only covers the floor, but also streams on the walls and drips from the ceiling. I'm speechless as I behold the dreadful scene. Every breath I take tastes and smells of rust. It's also unreal, beyond my comprehension. All I can do is stare aghast, feeling like I might pass out. Giselle, are you seeing the same twisted nightmare as me? An image of her floating alone in a vast sea of blood flashes through my mind. The vision kicks me into motion. I promise I will come for you, so please just hang in there for a little longer. I began walking reactively, dragging my heavy feet forward. The constant swashing of blood against my ankles grates at my already taut nerves. Morgana told me she would find my way to her, and I can think of only one place she would be. She and Giselle must be there. Stained glass window is spotted with blood too. It creates trails and streams of tears running down the Archangel's face. I give the window a brief glance before making my way to the door leading to the observation tower. However, I want it open. It should be unlocked. So why? Lustrous black chains seal the outer door. I can recall no such obstruction present during either my life or my time here. After. What on earth is going on in this house? That's so important right now. What matters is making it through this door. Damn it. I pull and I push, but the chains won't give an inch. I feel sturdy enough that I probably couldn't cut through them either. This has to be some way. I consider giving up and scouring the rest of the house, but I'm convinced the tower is my best chance. The fact that it's sealed now when it hadn't been before feels like a challenge more than a deterrent. I trace a length of chain with my hand, and the end of it I find a peculiar looking lock into which the ends of several chains have been fed. There are 3 keyholes. Morgana fashioned a custom lock just for this. I need to find 3 keys to open the door then. I have no idea where to begin my search. I lived here for more than 10 years. It feels like I stepped into a strange land. No, it's the same house. Searching blindly is only going to waste time. The longer I take, the more danger she's in. I met someone before who had a key. Or to claim myself. When I was exploring the mansion alone, think, Michael, who was it? The painting. Everything else in the house, the painting is covered in blood. It depicts a serene rural landscape, only makes the contrast that much grimmer. I remember talking to this painting, assuming I wasn't hallucinating. I have a question for you. Are you awake? Please wake up. Can you hear my voice? Please say something. Yeah. You reside here in the house like the witch, don't you? You've been here with her all this time, haven't you? You must know how to get to the observation tower. About 3 keys, I need to open the lock. I need to get into the tower. Please tell me where I can find the key. Say something, damn it. Answer my question. Is someone there? What's the matter? I feel kind of strange. Did the witch do something to me, maybe? Please, get a hold of yourself. Everything's all red. I can't stand it. I don't remember using that color. This game is doing you wrong for this. Did I do something wrong? Reach my hand up to try to wipe as much of the blood off of the canvas as possible. But I can't even smear it with my sleeve, let alone get it off. You're wasting your time. But the thought that counts. Anyway, you had a question for me? Go on, I'm listening. Guess the pain is on the witch's side then. The door to the observation tower has been locked. No, even the game is evil for making you voice this. Oh! Okay, I'm sorry. Oh my god, Casey! Thank you so much for resubscribing. That is so sweet of you. Oh my god. I hope you're doing well, Casey. Oh, big hearts. Hold on, where is it? Yay! I need to gather 3 keys, I think. That's my assumption, since the lock has 3 keyholes. Do you know any of any such keys? And if so, could you tell me where they might be? Keys? Whoa! They put the KKK there! Ah! I'm just kidding. Keys on Van Nuys. Oh wait, you guys might not know that, because that might be a California only thing. It's a commercial. Anyways, please stay with me. You're the only one I can ask for help. Keys. I'm guessing this is probably in some way connected to her past. Her past? You know, the events the witch is always cursing about. What happened between her and those 3 men? What happened between them? The keys are probably with the 3 of them. The 3 shadows. You must have seen them. 3 men shadows. Find them. And you'll probably find the keys too. But watch yourself. They aren't likely to trust you easily. The depths of their sins grows greater than the farther you go. Visit them in order. The first one probably won't be a problem. So tell me something. You're Michael, aren't you? What? Why do you apologize to you for so long? Wait, what do you mean? Do you know me? Did you? What did you want to apologize for? Tell me, please. Could you be... But why? How? When everything else is finished, I'm going to visit painting again. but now I have other things to do. Penny gave me a hint about where I could find the keys. I don't know anything about this past Morgana has with the 3 men. I never asked her about herself after all, so maybe I'm gonna end up having to do more than simply take Giselda. Has our involvement with the witch caused us to be swept up into a twisted maelstrom of fate? Regardless, I need to get to work. The painting said to visit them in order. I assume he was referring to the order I entered the 3 doors. Oh no, I don't know what. Oh, okay, no, it's okay. This means the first door. Cellar was the beast, and that one's us. So, okay, let me save. Go to the rose garden. Make my way to the rose garden. Corridor leading there is a mess, and the wooden door is rotting away. I can smell the flowers on the other side. Everything is different from when I was alive, from when Giselle planted and raised that single rose. Seen from the past was up before me. The field of once proudly flourishing roses now withered and gray. Knowing how beautiful it had once been only makes it that much more dispiriting. A bitter breeze brushes past me. Solitude hangs over the garden like a thick fog, eating away at me. This isn't what I wanted. Someone get me out of here. Oh God, tell me that I'm not the bad one here. A young man's shadow stands off to the side, muttering listlessly to himself. I recognize his voice. Do you have the key? Boy and I have never met, but I feel like I know him quite well, like we've been acquainted for many years. I know how polite and mild-mannered he is. I know how kind and how vulnerable and human his heart is. However, very little of that boy seems to remain. This isn't what I wanted. Oh God, please answer me. Someone get me out of here. Tell me that I'm not the bad one here. Answer me, Melrose. I know that it's you. Huh? As soon as I see the shadow's name returns to face me, still can't make out much detail. He seems slightly less tenuous now. Who are you? How do you know my name? My name is Michael. We once lived here in this mansion. Michelle. I know that name. I know it very well. Something's not right. You look different from the Michelle you remember. I'm not the Michelle you know. Our names simply sound the same. Oh, that makes sense. She would never come see me. I have a question for you. Do you have the key to the observation tower? I do. Would you please give it to me? I need to get to the tower. And what do you need there? Someone I need to find. That's all. I may not sound like this to you, but it's a great deal to me. You're not one of our prisoners then. No, I came here on my own will. To find this person? Exactly. Then maybe you can help me. Help you out. Set me free. Convince her to release me from this place. I'm begging you. The anguish emanating from this boy's shadow is so thick it caused me to recoil. There's a thread of dark desperation in his voice. Has he been imprisoned here for hundreds of years like Giselle? How else will you get me out of here? We've been equipped to judge whether that would be a good decision or not. All I know of him in his time as a mansion in the area of roses. You know nothing else of his life. I don't even know if I would be capable of keeping such a promise. Do I have the strength to save anyone other than her? Do you absolutely need the key? You won't agree to help me without it, will you? What? I dropped it over there, huh? Always pointing to a thick bramble of roses. Despite the flowers being wilted, thorns are so short. It was an accident, I swear. But I almost scratched on my arm, so I left it there. It's not my fault there are so many thorns. I really want to hit this boy. Why couldn't have you just said so? Because I thought if I didn't have the key that you wouldn't help me. There's so much I can do. Regardless of whether you have the key, I cannot promise you anything, nor can I be the judge of you. I see. Don't hurt. I do not have enough information to make such a decision. Cheap promises and superficial kindness will only serve to destroy the both of us. So if you'll excuse me, I'm going to retrieve the key. What? You never get out of those thorns. I don't care if it's at the bottom of the ocean, I will have the key. You're wasting your time. Approach the bramble, reaching out for my hand. From behind me, I can sense the boy watching. First, I attempt to spread the tangled thornal stems so I could put my arm in without injuring myself, but they seem to be made of iron rather than plant, and my efforts prove mostly fruitless. The only thing is bare opening his barely large thin arm and it resembles the toothy mouth of a beast. Look around the garden, I can't find anything that looks remotely useful. I guess my only option is reaching in. It's not going to stop me. I leaned down, inserting my right arm into the thorny cavern. Immediately they began ripping at my sleeve and gashing at my flesh. Blood spills down my arm. I'm long since dead, no longer human, but the pain is still agonizing, still very much real. She doesn't bleed, she doesn't feel pain. Am I not the same as her then? Doesn't matter right now. Focus on getting the damn key. Screams of crimson spread through the steel-like tingle, gnawing at my arm like a ravenous animal. Where the hell is the key? The thorny stems are twisted in layers so thick I can't see inside at all. Figure on blindly, I start losing feeling in my arm. It's an endless deluge of pain. Hey, cut it out. You lose your arm. I lost stop and light with the key. Don't ask me for help. I wasn't even considering it. Ugh, this is gross. Collect what remains of my gradually fading sensation and focus into my fingers, praying one of them will brush against the teeth. Damn it, but as I searched as much as I did, I find nothing resembling a key. It must be different than I can reach my arm, so I cannot give up. Please be quiet right now. I need to focus. I'm sorry, I did the key actually. You what? I'm so sorry. Didn't look at you really help you even if I give it to you, so. But she told me not to give it to anyone for any reason. Hold still so I can beat you. I didn't mean you and yell well. Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. You most certainly did. I'll give you the key, so please have mercy. Trembling in fear, the boy shadow sticks out a hand holding a key. The arm used to dig the thorns are still bloody and gashed. I can barely look at it, but it does still function. So I take the key from him with my right hand. I can use your other hand. That's gross. That's the idea. You're kind of a jerk, you know. That's a laugh coming from you. Do you have any idea how much that hurt? I know, I'm sorry, really. Hey, your life's no big deal, right? But can you actually see either of us are alive? I don't even know anymore. I do appreciate you giving me the key, though, seeing as it seemed to be rather important to you, too. Hey, is this person you want to get back really worth going through all this for? She is. She's the only person who ever loved me, and she's waiting for me. I see. You know, I had some of them meant a lot to me too. My sister. Which one? Which? The one with flaxen hair like me. If you happen to see her, do something nice for her, please. That, I would say, is your responsibility. Yeah, you're right. But I'll keep it in mind. Thanks. Till I witnessed the boy pushed his sister away, for an understandable reason, admittedly. But now he seems to bear no grudge for her. Something else happened between them? Even if it did, I don't have time to ask about it. I'll be on my way. Alright, take care. There are 2 more keys. Watch out though, they're not the most friendly people, and they'll probably be even more in range locked up like this. I appreciate the warning. Only someone like you had shown up sooner, taking the keys from us. Goodbye. To bidding farewell, a voice phantom dissipates into the shadows of the rose garden. I wonder if he's gone back to mindlessly muttering his regrets. Should get going. Okay, I think I'm gonna save here just because my brain's kind of shutting down. I'm just kind of like 4.5 hours is pretty good, you know. My brain is just kind of like, but we'll definitely do more next time, and I will do. I know I'm putting the Steins Gate off again, but I want to do more research about like the routes and stuff, because it's like I wonder if you can get the true route if you don't finish the other ones and stuff like that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I super appreciate it. It was so fun today. You guys are always awesome. I hope you have a good rest of your day or night, and you take care. And thank you for being here. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye, guys.